officially that you were going to retire Vince Carter?
I can't remember. No, I think we've always talked about how these things like develop, and I want to always remind people that Toronto is a young franchise. You know, you develop history with time, and the time came, you know, like where we had to really like start to acknowledge some of these things, and he basically took a young franchise and made us take those little baby steps that we needed to. So we've talked about this, but you have to develop history. You have to, for me, you have to perform. And maybe we were blessed to, you know, like to win one championship and do well over a time. And this enables the franchise now to start like recognizing some of these players and legends that have set a path for us. He was what?
Vince talked about the fact that he was aware there are people that may have mixed emotions about his number being retired.
Yes.
What was it that trumped the controversy in his career?
Yeah, honestly, like we as people, we do better when we know better. I think Vince acknowledges this. I think we as a society, we as a community, we as people have to forgive and move on. To do better, to teach our youth and kids, his kids, my kids, to do better and to move on from some of those things, you know. So when we look at it, I just look at like a culture setter. I look at somebody that builds dreams of these young players and young kids. I look at somebody that was an inspiration. Again, I look at somebody that took a young franchise and make us take baby steps, you know, and there have been players over this course of this 30 years that have helped us, and we need to, you know, start recognizing that as we grow up as a franchise. So forgive, you know, yeah, you move on, be better, and show people better, you know, like as you bring them along.
Kelly just talked about the Vince Carter effect on Canadian basketball and the impact that he had with that slam dunk competition on young players that are now in the NBA. Did that go into the decision making at all?
It's how many people did he inspire? They all talk about him. Every single one of them. This game is a global game now. Yeah, and one of the places that's set up to be a global team, and he helped us, you know, with that. You go all over the world and people know him, they know that jersey, they know that dunk, and that's culture setting, yeah, right? That's identity. And once we begin to seal it with more success as we go in the future, then you continue to build, but you see the inspiration on all these young players' faces, and we owe a little bit of that to him for what he did with this franchise.
I know he was a part of the baby steps of the organization. Where do you think this organization would be without having that superstar at that time?
Oh, it took us, then that one is now baby steps. That's a big step, you know, because you need those kind of guys. He was iconic. Yeah, let's be real here. He was, everybody knew this staple, you know, with a franchise that maybe with wins and didn't have that much, that wasn't, you know, like as big in success. A young franchise needed that, in my opinion, you know, like you need something to stick with you. Yeah, and he gave us that identity, and we're super proud of that, and I think we owe it some to recognize that. Yeah, it meant the whole world. No matter how much you know, when it's actually done, and then you forget you have all these people here, yeah, and people all swamped looking at you, and he's right in the middle of it. A court has been dedicated here with him. I'm sure memories are coming back, you know, like to him. I'm sure memories are coming back with everything you guys have said, the good times, the tough times, all those things now start to come. But man, like a dream of your jersey being retired, I don't care whether you've known before or not. When they tell you, it becomes real. Yeah.
Talk about your personal relationship with it. What were the conversations like leading up to it?
Oh, incredible! You know, but this has come like honestly developed over time. Even when this wasn't part of the conversation, yeah, it's healing. Yeah, it's talking about the past, which is tough. It's when he comes to games, when we see at games, it's talking on the phone. There's so many conversations we had, but I like to say I'm a real person. I like people that are honest and real, you know, with their feelings, emotions, how they interact. And every way he's interacted, honestly, with me, I truly appreciate, and I appreciate everything he's done.
All these years later, Masai, how often does Vince Carter's name still come up in Raptors right now?
Oh, it's every day. There's something, you know, like there's always something. Yeah, every day. It's a dunk, it's a purple jersey, you know, like it's my son at home dunking on the rim this low and putting his hand in there, like trying to dunk like him. Yeah, it's every day it comes up, you know, and that's legacy, right? You know, like that's impact, and that's kind of what he had.
Masai, you said this was sort of the beginning of a process of recognizing the legends.
Yes.
Are we going to get
You have to ask my JQ, if I can, my boss here, and no, but yes, all these players have been incredible to us. I don't want them to stop playing. They have to continue playing, but until they stop playing, then, you know, we'll figure it out. But we do recognize all of them every day. We talk about them, you know, and we're truly appreciative of what they did for this organization.